Hey guys, so today on Watch with Poppy, we are going to be talking about the pilot episode of the new NBC drama Deception. So I watched the first episode of this show, and I was definitely intrigued. I wouldn't say I was blown away or anything like that, but I will definitely keep watching. So Deception is about a police officer named Joanna. Joanna finds out that her childhood friend Vivian Bowers was murdered. So Joanna's ex-partner and ex-boyfriend, who now works at the FBI, comes to visit her to tell her that her friend is dead. So the FBI thinks that it's possible that somebody in her family was involved, and they ask Joanna to go in undercover. And it looks like the FBI is kind of investigating the family for some other things as well. The family is really rich, and they own a company called Bowers Pharmaceutical. So Joanna is really kind of impacted by the fact that her friend died. As the episode progresses, you get that Joanna and Vivian were friends when they were teenagers and growing up. But then you also get that there was something that happened that caused them to not be friends anymore. The backstory is also that Joanna actually lived with this family growing up because her mother worked for them. So she knows all of the family, basically. So let's talk about Vivian's family really quickly. She's got her dad, Robert. She has a stepmom. Her name is Sophia. She has two brothers. The older brother is named Edward. The younger brother is Julian. And she has a younger sister named Mia. So Joanna goes to the funeral to try to kind of ease her way back into the family and to say goodbye to her friend. She wears a wire because the FBI asks her to. And really without much effort, the dad, Robert, asks her to come stay for dinner. And then dinner turns into stay with us, basically, while you're in New York. So the FBI has created this whole cover for her because obviously if they find out she's a police officer, that's going to be a little different. So the cover is that she was in an abusive marriage and she ran away from her husband type of thing. And can I just say that I was a little annoyed by that was the cover that they chose. I mean, I get it because it creates this kind of instant sympathy, but it's just like, really, like abused black woman? I just was kind of annoyed by that, just a tad bit. And just really quickly, let's talk about race for literally 30 seconds. I just want to say that I really hope the whole black female lead is a trend in television shows. Obviously with ABC Scandal doing so well and Kerry Washington being the first African-American woman to be a lead on a TV series in like a crazy amount of years, the fact that now we see this show with Megan Good as the lead, I think is a positive thing. So I just want to throw that out there in the universe. Go black women. And other women too. Go everybody, basically. Just excited to see it, and I hope it's a trend that continues. So, yeah, as the episode goes on, we get more flashbacks about the two, Vivian and Joanna, when they were growing up, and we get that they were really, really good friends. We also get that when they were kids, Joanna and Vivian's younger brother, Julian, obviously had some sort of fling going on. Because there were a couple of flashbacks of the two of them kissing. And then there was also a fight between Joanna and Vivian, where Vivian said some really mean things to her, that basically my brother only sleeps with you when he's drunk and all this other stuff. And then there was even a scene between the two of them, kind of one night really late, and they went out on the dock to have some wine together, and he says something to her along the lines of, I never got to say goodbye to you, you left. But you definitely get that there's some tension going on there, and that's probably a relationship that they're going to explore further. Okay, so Joanna's undercover in the family, right? And she's got to be the worst undercover agent ever, because at one point, this reporter kind of shows up and she catches him out on the grounds of the mansion at night, and she chases him. They kind of struggle a little bit, and in the struggle, her shirt gets ripped and he sees her wire. So then she kind of starts to work with this reporter, his name's Remy, and it's kind of like, look, I'll share information with you if you share information with me. And he tells her that her friend Vivian had actually come to him because she was going to blow the whistle on her family's company. Turns out that supposedly there's some great cancer drug that the company is getting ready to produce and release here in America that was tested in another country and killed lots of people. But according to Vivian, the company's just planning to release the drug anyway because they're going to make tons of money and they don't really care that they're going to kill people. Also, a tad bit of info about this is that Julian, the younger brother, is the one who invented this drug. So the two of them start to work together, but that doesn't last very long because, before the episode's over, Remy's dead. Okay, so he basically does something that I absolutely hate in mysteries. And he makes the phone call to Joanna and says, hey, I have found out who Vivian's contact was at the company. you're never gonna believe who it is. Come meet me at such and such. And you know, when the character says that, you know they're gonna die, because it's like, dude, just tell me on the phone or send me a text, because when I get there, you're gonna be dead, and then I'm not gonna know, and I can't stand when that happens. But it happened in this episode. Basically, while he's sitting there in the car waiting for her out in this like deserted park, this car comes up behind him and pushes him off the road into the lake there, and they kill him. So then we kind of get that maybe this is all a lot bigger than we originally thought. The other kind of big kind of reveal surprise of this episode, and I will say they did surprise me with this, the big surprise is that her younger sister Mia is not really her younger sister, but in fact, she is her daughter, basically. She is Vivian's daughter. But she doesn't realize that. Mia doesn't know that she's Vivian's daughter. She's been raised all her life to think that that's just her older sister. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Really, the whole introduction of Mia as Vivian's daughter is what gets Joanna to stay. So once the reporter dies, the FBI kind of says, look, we think we've got what we need from you. We're going to pull you out. But then Joanna is just like, no, I want to stay. Mostly because of Mia, because she thinks, okay, this is Vivian's daughter, and she could be next, so I need to stay, I need to try to protect her. There's also the older brother, Edward, who's just really kind of creepy in all honesty, and there's obviously a backstory behind him, and I'm hoping we will learn that. And he just doesn't trust Joanna off the bat, and he tells her that, like, why are you here? Like, my dad might trust you, but I don't. So we'll see what happens with Edward. Meanwhile as well, the dad, Robert, has offered her a job at the company being his assistant, so she's got the ultimate in as well. So she decides to take the job and stay kind of undercover so she can try to protect Mia. So yeah, you know, like I said earlier, I'm definitely gonna give this show a try. I'm gonna tell you why I wasn't like completely sold, because I felt like the pilot was definitely compelling and, you know, there were definitely things that made me want to keep watching. The thing that didn't is kind of the big premise, you know, the whole, like, her being undercover and kind of hiding, you know, with the family and lying about who she is. I just think, like, for me, that's gonna get old. Like, those kind of storylines of, oh, she almost got caught this week, and next week she's almost gonna get caught again. They just get really old to me, and I don't really love that. So I'll stick around to see how that works. So Deception airs on Monday nights on NBC, and you should definitely check it out. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.